Hey now. How is everybody doing? Welcome to Red Alert Diaries with Tanya E. Hood. I am Tanya E. Hood, a wife, a mother, and an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, it simply means I've worn a lot of different hats in my life that have helped me develop a full range of strategies and actionable steps that I've used to help my clients make a strategic impact, both personally and professionally, to have better than what life has been giving them. Red Alert Diaries is based on the life lessons of my premier book, Red Alert, Is He the One? The Pocket Guide to Finding the Love of Your Life. And if you read my book, you already know that I got married at 21. And after 11 years of marriage, I found myself going through a divorce, having to raise my two sons alone. To reset my life and survive my divorce, I took the time I needed to get to know me better, which opened me up to new love again. So now I'm in a new marriage with the love of my life and my best friend, which just proves there is life after divorce. On this podcast, we have real talk about marriage, divorce, legacy, money, and I want you to join me on the journey. Call 240-532-2227. That's 240-532-2227. I want to hear your comments, questions, or thoughts so together we can operate in excellence. Today, I want to have a conversation with parents, and I want to speak to you specifically because as parents, we have a short period of time to pour into our children the things that they need and to gain insight about the gift that God placed inside of their soul that we have to help grow, develop, and get manifest. See, a lot of us don't pay enough attention to the fact that when we have our children, that they are individual human beings. Because they look like us, because they came from us, we often think that they are just little mini me's that we have walking around in the world, but they are not. They are different than us. They have a unique being that they bring to the world. And we only have a short period of time that we can maximize it because we are adults a whole lot longer than we are children. And for those of you that have felt that at the core of your being, who you really are has never been manifested, or you don't even know who you are at the core of your being. So you're just showing up in the world the way somebody told you, or a book displayed, or TV or culture, but you're not really you. And so there's a piece of who you are that feels lost, that often feels broken. We have to change that narrative for our children because when God created us, He created each and every being in the seat of your soul with a special gift that you are here to give the world. And as parents, we have to take the time to get to know what that is. It's often something that the child does naturally, something that brings them joy, something that may even get on your nerves. Because I know for me as a little girl, one of the things that I did a whole lot was ask questions. I was that little girl that always raised her hand in class. Yes, I know a lot of y'all didn't like me, but it wasn't because I was trying to be cruel or mean to anyone. It's just the natural nature of who I am at the core of my being needed to get the information because my gift is to process data. I am very good at taking large amounts of data, information, insight, and narrowing it down to make it simple for individuals to understand. I have the natural ability to organize chaos because I can look at various points and see where we can have a common view or vision to start working through a path and a plan. And I can put that together. It's part of the electrical engineer in me. It's part of the project manager that I am. So a lot of you are aware of what I do. And this is part of how I do it, my natural gift, that I am so grateful that my grandmother had enough insight to pour into. So yes, while I was the little girl that often had to write the notes saying, I got in trouble today because I talked too much in class. Well, now I get to talk all the time when I feel like it, and I get paid for it. Isn't that special? I often hear the term that your gift will make room for you. So that thing that you used to do, that thing that's in your soul, that thing that someone always comes to you to do, that is the gift that needs to be grown. And that is what your children need you to do for them so that they can get insight that it is okay to be who they are at the core of their being because their gift is being revealed. We as parents have to take the time to see what that is so that we can encourage them to grow it. See, a gift happens automatically, but to truly get it to a level of excellence, you got to keep using it and enhancing it. And so if we help our children discover who they are at the core of their being, the gift that they bring to the world, then we can encourage them to enhance it. So when they get older, they are maximizing what they were born to do. See, each and every one of us was born to be someone's answered prayer. You are here to make certain that this generation has your special gift to help it amplify what it's currently doing, to help it get a new idea, to be creative and structured, or to soothe some elements associated with it so that everyone can be better. So I want to encourage you to take a look at your children, see what they naturally do. What gift did they bring to the world that they are supposed to give? What gift are you as their parent supposed to help them enhance? What gift is seated in your soul that nobody ever really took the time to enhance? Because see, when you have children, that feeling that you have, like nobody really understands you, nobody really knows you, no one truly gets who you are at the core of your being. That's the same feeling your children will have when they get older. So we as parents have to take the time to discover their gift, grow their gift, and move them into their better process. But how do we do that? So let's talk about that really quick. You have to be an investigator on their gift to reveal it to them and then help them grow it. I remember when my youngest child, when he was little, he just scribbled everything all over the place. Now, we have to contain some things for them. So I let him know, you can draw as much as you want, but draw on these pieces of paper so I don't end up with scrabble all over my wall. So we can help contain it, but we should not suppress it. And so this day, now that he's older, he is a wonderful artist. I love the artwork that he has, and he is learning how to package that to sell because now his gift is expanding what he has to give to the world. I know for me, I am an amazing support system. I really like being the help to get individuals to discover who they are so that they can birth what they need to birth for the world. But I'm also aware of when I need to take the lead because, see, each of us are also born leaders. There's a moment when you have to take the lead. So you have to encourage your children to truly be who they are at the core of their being. Because when it is time for them to truly take the leading role, they'll have the courage to do it. They'll have the insight to know when, and they'll have the strength and know-how to be aware that it is okay. Because too many times there are adults that should be taking some moments of leadership and they're hiding in the background because no one let them be who they truly were. There are too many moments where who we are at the core of our being gets smashed down and smothered. It took me years to rediscover the teacher in me. It took me years to be okay with helping individuals and showing them a path and giving them some insight. And now it's partly what I do all the time and sharing insight with you as I share insight with others. So I want you as parents to take some time to look at your child, see what natural gifts they're bringing to the table, expose them to various things so that they can get the chance to see what they like. And you will know what really brings them joy. If you find something that brings them joy, let them continue on that path. They may not finish it or they may decide they no longer want it, but at least you as a parent took the time. Like with my oldest son, he wanted to play soccer. He was really good at it. But after a while, that wasn't something that he really enjoyed. What I later discovered he enjoyed the most was just the camaraderie with the small group of friends. So I learned early on that he's the type of individual that likes to be around a small group of people that he can truly support. That's the joy that he had, because as the team got bigger, it was no longer fun for him. It took me a minute to discover that. So parents, we really have to be detectives for our children's joy, our children's gift, so that we can help them bring it to light. The other thing I want to encourage you to do is just spend time letting them share. In our hectic world, we often let the television be the babysitter. In our hectic world, we often let everybody else give our children insight about who they are. But God gave you that child because there's something that you can see. Here's the thing that I learned about both of my sons. There's a piece of who I am in each of them, a characteristic that I have noticed that I can help them get an idea of how to enhance. Now, granted, when they were little, I didn't have this insight, which is why I'm sharing it with you today, so that you won't be in a position that I was trying later on when you discovered to encourage them to get it out. But by then, the world was beginning to tell my children that they couldn't do certain things. By then, the world was telling my children that they weren't capable of operating in certain arenas. And unfortunately, some of that sunk in, even though I was at home telling them that they can do anything. So here's the thing you need to know as parents. Society will have an impact on your children, but you need to be the loudest voice as much as possible for as long as possible, because there will come a time when they will decide, just like you and I did, that you don't want to hear your parents' thoughts or comments about anything. But what I'm discovering is that after a while, they'll come back around. So keep sharing, keep pouring, keep doing the things that you know you need to help them realize the gift that lives inside of them so that they can grow it, so that they can explore it, so that they can share it with the world. And so for today, if you don't remember anything else I have shared, here's the one thing I want you to know. Spend time with your children to grow their gift, help them develop it, and encourage them to use it, because you just may be raising the next innovator that the world needs to solve a lot of the issues that we may be having. You may be raising the next encourager to help people know that there is light at the end of the dark roads. You are the one that is the first person to pour into your children. Maximize that while you have them, so that later on, the world won't tell them what they can and cannot do. If you're on Clubhouse, let's continue this discussion. You can find me every Tuesday in the Winning and Wealth Room, starting at 6 p.m., where we have a conversation about mindset. And then we move into an extended discussion on Red Alert Diaries at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we wrap all that up with a conversation about the village woman. Join me on Clubhouse and all the other social media platforms, because I've been expanding more of the discussion. And I like to know where you are so that I can continue to have conversations where you are so that we can enjoy this moment. In the meantime, this is Tanya E. Hood, walking in my purpose. And I want you to do the same. When the waves are taking you